Check. 1, 2, 3.
The D.
Brief.
This is the D Brief.
Your guide to Detroit.
Your guide to Detroit's
arts and entertainment scene.
This is the D
Brief.
Welcome to the Debrief. I'm your co-host. My name is Seth Ressler.
I'm Becky Scarcello.
And our guest today, and all week, really, because this is the new format, this is how it's working, is Evrod Cassimy of Local 4 News, Channel 4 WDIV. Evrod, you are a 6-time Emmy-nominated morning show anchor, and you've got a brand new album out. It's called Just Evrod. We're excited to have you back on the show.
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be back. Yeah. Things have changed.
They have changed a little bit.
For the better.
You can see the setup. We're going to start encroaching on your territory here. We're gonna start doing some video later on. You're gonna have to give us some tips, I think.
Okay.
Yes, we will need some tips. Yes.
All right. Before we get into our conversation with you, we want to do a little bit of trivia here.
Oh boy,
this is new.
New segment. You will see how it goes.
All right. What do you got for us, Becky?
Okay, so I thought we should talk about the Super Bowl, because that's coming up this Sunday, February 2nd.
Okay.
I see both of you going, uh-oh.
I know. I'm like, where's this going to go?
Yeah,
all
this
right.
is the only...
I can't promise I'm going to get any of them right, but
that's
shoot.
okay.
Are you a sports guy?
I'm a music guy.
You okay?
And a news guy.
That's a no.
Yeah, I'm not really too sportsy myself. So Super Bowl 54 is going on this weekend. San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. It's on Fox at 6:30. Demi Lovato singing the national anthem.
Yep.
J-Lo, Shakira, halftime. Excited about that. But in 2006, the Super Bowl was here in Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not here in Detroit.
I wasn't here for
You
that
were
one.
both here, so I thought maybe you could learn a little something.
Let's do it.
So yeah, Super Bowl 40 was at Ford Field. Any clue who played?
Nope. Not the Lions.
Not the Lions.
That's
That
what I
wasn't
know.
shade, but I know it wasn't the Lions.
Super Bowl 40.
Super Bowl 40.
The Patriots.
Who played here in
Nope.
Detroit?
No Patriots,
Yeah,
no Lions.
I feel like if we get one team, we should get credit.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2006.
2006.
The
Detroit-
Giants.
Nope. Detroit was dramatically different. Not that it has anything to do with it, but also as a side note.
Patriots is the best
Okay.
guess because didn't they play
Right.
like 50 times in the
Yeah.
last 10
Yes,
years?
well, I'll give you a hint. The winner of that game had, it was their 5th Super Bowl win.
That's not a hint.
Well, it would be in some circles, but apparently not here.
Seth and I are looking at each other like,
I feel like the questions are only going to get harder as the week goes
the
on.
Can you give us a time zone?
How about the color of the uniforms?
Sure.
That'll work.
Okay, gold and black.
Oh, New Orleans Saints.
No.
No?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, tell
Okay.
us.
Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers won 21-10 that year.
Well, there you go. You learn something new every day on the debrief.
Okay, so last week we had Josh Adams on, local comedian who's moving to LA.
Okay.
So I thought, we've got you on. We got to talk about you moving to Detroit several years
It's
ago.
been a while, though. Yeah. It's been
How
almost
long?
7 years.
But still, that's fairly new.
What?
He's a Detroiter, I think.
Okay.
Let me ask you.
right.
Well, I've been here for 5 years now.
Yeah.
I've lived here longer than you?
You have.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're like me. You know, I'm a radio guy. You're a television guy. We have to pick up and move every so often. That's
Yeah.
just part of the business, right?
Right.
You get tired of it after a while, don't
Yeah.
you? But every time you move to a new city, and how many times have you moved?
Countless.
This is the 6th market I've worked in.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was it like coming to Detroit? What'd you kind of do to acclimate and sort of get the lay of the land?
I went out all the time, as often as possible. My wife and I have a team of babysitters that, you know, if Seth or you call and say, hey, we've got this going on, you know, we hit them on the speed dial and somebody can come over and watch the kids for the night. But we go out and try and socialize and do as many things as possible. So from restaurants to concerts to different events and parties and stuff like that have happened in the city and continue to. That's how we have gotten the lay of the land.
Yeah, and I'm sure you meet people every time you go out. And
yeah.
it's so friendly.
All the time.
Yeah.
And you were already married when you got here.
Yeah, we just celebrated 10 years
Oh, congratulations.
together for 14.
That helps a lot, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
having a companion
Yes.
to go do these things with.
Yes.
And how old are you have 2 sons?
2 sons,
Yep.
7 and 2.
Perfect.
Yep, almost 3.
Wow.
Yep.
When you have the type of job like because your job requires, did it always require you to, ever since you first got here, to get up at 4:00 in the morning?
Oh, from the beginning.
From the very beginning. So
From the very
doesn't
beginning.
that cramp your style
With
a
going
little
out
bit
at night.
with going out at night?
Well, first of all, I get up at 2 in the morning.
Oh, 2.
Not 4. 4, I'd be late. They'd be calling me like, "Are you alive?"
exactly.
Possibly even sending the police for a welfare check.
So sometimes you just stay up all night?
No.
Okay.
No.
what I would
Sometimes
do.
you just go into things knowing, all right, well, I'm just going to be tired tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that I've certainly said this is worth being tired. Like I remember I got a chance to interview the Jacksons, formerly the Jackson 5, right around the anniversary of Michael's, I can't remember if it was his birth date or his death, several years after his death, of course. And they then in turn said, well, hey, do you want to stay and go to the concert? And I'm thinking,
yes, please.
when the Jacksons invite you to the concert, you go.
You
and my
do
mom
that.
had actually come up that weekend. She was going to be staying with us. It was a Thursday night, the concert was. And she is the one who fell in love with the Jackson 5 first. And so I said, do you want to come with me to the show? And we went, and I think it got out at like 11. So I didn't get home till about 11:30, and then didn't get to bed until about midnight. And then you got to be up at 2. So,
Yeah, that's rough.
But
That's true.
I got a picture with the Jacksons, you know?
So worth it.
was definitely
Yeah,
worth
you're
it.
not thinking about the sleep
No,
you lost.
forget sleep.
Yeah.
I will say moving to a new city is a lot easier. I've done it both as a guy who's been in the broadcasting industry and then as a civilian.
A civilian.
He said civilian, like our jobs as
you're in the-
broadcasters mean that we're cops.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, like, it is a lot easier when you have a job that lends itself to opportunities like that. Where you
Yeah,
can get called
totally,
out, right?
totally.
You know?
Oh,
Yes.
sure. Absolutely.
As opposed to just like being over at your friend's house till 11 o'clock at night.
Right, absolutely. But it also makes it easier to get to know the city. I mean, your job must almost force you to get to know the city.
I mean, we're talking about the city every day,
Right.
You know, and the suburbs and everything in between.
You don't want to do things like get the colors of the football team wrong.
No,
Like,
no.
That would be embarrassing. So
Which I think people, sorry Detroiters that I got that wrong. I wasn't here in 2006.
No, that's a dig on me. I'm sure you know the Lions colors.
What about getting involved in the music scene here? How did you first get into that?
Yeah.
I think just by going out to concerts all the time. Anytime there was somebody in town that I wanted to go see, I'm the one that's there making sure that we have tickets right away. And
me too.
you know, I've had a lot of opportunities to meet the artists for the different shows that we've gone to, which has always been incredible, which then has led to opportunities to open up for certain people. And so, yeah.
Talk about some of the guys that you worked on with this record and how you came together with them.
So I have a few producers that I have worked with. I do all the writing myself. So I wrote all of the songs on this album and my first album, actually. And I recorded out of a studio in Detroit called Get Fresh Studio. Shout out to Michael Seeger. He is the studio engineer, and he makes the records really come to life from the vocals that I put down. And it's an incredible experience. I think that's my favorite part of it, is the writing and the recording aspect of it all.
Even more so than the performing?
Performing.
Yeah. Oh, way better than the performing. If I didn't have to perform, I wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You like the creative process.
I love to write, which is why I do, what I do for Local 4, because I enjoy writing stories. So for me, it's a lot of fun to be able to write, especially when it's about my own personal experiences in life. And if I didn't have to perform, I wouldn't.
Oh.
So that
Okay.
surprises me to hear you say that, because you're on television every day. I would have thought that there's a performance aspect. I mean, do you feel the same way about that in television, that you prefer the writing aspect of it?
No. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike performing.
Right.
It's just a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
I was gonna
I
say,
see.
you
There's a lot
probably
that goes
get-
into it.
Right.
You do a lot already,
Yeah.
performance-wise.
Maybe if you
so
stop
it's-
getting up at 2:00 every morning.
Well, listen.
You might
we
have a little more
gotta eat.
performance energy. Yeah. Everyone has to eat. That's great.
One thing that we're still doing on the new format of the show is we're still doing these shout outs. We like to give shout outs to folks who are doing stuff around town that we just really admire. Becky,
Yeah.
let's start with you.
Yeah, so being winter, I especially think about people homeless on the street, and
Yeah.
being cold and not having a place to go. And an organization that I got to know a couple years ago, I just admire so much. It's called Humble Design. They're out of Pontiac, but they service all around Metro Detroit area. When formerly homeless people get transitioned into a home, they help them set it all up. So a lot of times you might get a home, but you're coming from a shelter or the street. You don't have furniture and sheets and, all those things. So
Right.
they maintain a warehouse of donated goods and then go in and set the whole thing up.
Wow.
And have a big reveal for the home dwellers to come in and just move right in.
So it's like almost like Extreme Home Makeover, Detroit edition.
Exactly. So
Wow.
it's tremendous. And they're run all by volunteers. Some are local designers, and then just your average person. Any of you can go and volunteer there to organize a warehouse or set up new homes. And what they're doing these next 2 weeks is kind of like a big push, a crowdfunding campaign. And all they're asking for is $5 a month. Like very doable. But if they get a good number of people, imagine what they can do with
Yeah.
that. So I wanted to give them a shout out. Hit their website in the next couple weeks. It's humbledesign.org.
Very
And
easy.
we'll also put a more direct link on our show notes as well.
Okay.
I've been thinking about canceling Netflix anyway. I'm just not watching anything on it.
Directed
And
to
there
there.
you go.
There's a
Cheaper
good
than
reason
your,
too.
Cheaper than your Netflix.
It's like half Netflix.
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
So
What about you, Evra?
Well, mine, if you watch the show, you know that we love to eat on the show. So my shout out is going to be to Dennis Archer and Central Kitchen, which is one of my favorite spots to take people to in Detroit. It's right in the heart of the city, downtown Detroit, Campus Martius. And the reason that I like it is not just the atmosphere, because they've got great music. Sometimes they have a DJ there, but their fries, I have not met a fry I don't like, but their fries are phenomenal.
I agree with you on that.
Right?
Next level.
And the sauces that they have to dip it in, it's not just ketchup. Ketchup
No.
is too basic for Central Kitchen.
Those aiolis.
Yes. Oh, it is so good.
Yeah.
And every time I go there, I'm like, no, you're not going to have the fries. And then I see them walking around with the fries to somebody else, and I'm like, all right, we're going to have the fries. So,
When a person that's serving you is like, do you want just one for the table?
right.
And that you have to be like, no, we'll take 3. Like if you have more than
We used to call those crack fries, but I don't think you're allowed to call them that
no,
anymore.
that's not
No.
PC anymore.
Right, it's
That's
not
a
PC anymore.
Hopcat.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Cosmic fries now.
all right, fair enough. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Lizzo, who had 8 nominations and won 3 Grammys over the weekend.
Over Beyonce, might we add.
Over Beyonce. That's not easy to do. Best pop solo performance for Truth Hurts, best traditional R&B performance for Jerome, and best urban contemporary album for 'Cause I Love You. And of course, we like saying that because she was born here, and we're claiming her as our own, even though she was really young.
She wasn't raised here. But I tell you, I saw her at Mopop last summer, and she put on a really personal show. She brought up all her family that lives here, and that her dad was raised here and things like that.
Do you follow her on the gram?
I do.
She follows everybody on the gram.
Well, and I think Lizzo also must have won Best Nails of the Grammys. If you saw her nails, they were literally dripping with jewels.
Wow.
Now, you're a music guy. Do you pay attention to the Grammys?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch them. I have them on my DVR, and that will be what I do at some point tonight.
Yeah.
Or first thing when I get home tomorrow.
Let me ask, if you were part of the Recording Academy, what would be your choice? Best album of last year for you?
Wow. Best album of last year. That's tough.
It is tough.
It is
It's
tough.
a lot.
Because I think about the ones that I have in rotation. Wow. That's a really good question. All right, so let me look through my catalog here. I personally, while I do love the mainstream artists, I'm more of a undiscovered artist listener. So I like the artists that aren't on billboards and on the radio every single day, but have a huge following. They have millions of streams and stuff like that, just like any other mainstream artist. Recently, I started listening to a guy named Justin Love. He just released an album, and it is very soulful, just right up my alley. So he's really cool. I've had his album on repeat. It's called Love Hurts. So I'd say Justin Love.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent suggestion. I'm in a Facebook group I just joined called Oh Damn, That Song. And it's a bunch of people just posting videos from songs that, like, when you hear it, your reaction is to go, Oh, damn.
that song.
That song.
Ones that you may have forgotten about.
Ones that you may have forgotten about.
Positively?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So I just posted Terrence Trent D'Arby, Wishing Well.
Okay.
See,
I
like
love that song.
Right? So
Wishing well, kiss and tell.
there you go.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any suggestions of songs that I should post in there,
Yeah,
please.
keep that in mind.
All right, the new album is called Just Evrod, and people can catch you every morning from 4:30 to 7 on Channel 4 WDIV, Local 4 News. Thank you so much for stopping in. We're going to have you back again tomorrow, another week.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Don't forget, we've got a mobile app. You can go download it. It's just called The Debrief, and in addition to all of it being really the easiest way to listen to the podcast, there's a bunch of bonus interviews in there as well. Becky, this is something new that we're doing. We are closing out every episode with a song. So what have you got for us?
Yeah, so any Metro Detroit artists, please submit your music to me. Right on our website, thedebriefdetroit.com, there's a easy breezy button to put that in. And of course, we've got to play an Evrod song today.
Why not?
Yeah, so I chose Fake. I love this
Off the
dancing
new album.
tune off the new album, Just Evrod. Your
Which is
second
available,
album.
my second album, and it's available everywhere you get your music.
Anywhere you want to find it. And you just released that last November.
Yep, November 15th.
Getting tons of traction. I like this song because it's dancey and kind of sounds upbeat, but then you listen to it and you're like, oh, he is calling out the two-faced people in this world that are all nice to your face.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
I mean, because we all know somebody like that, right? Or people,
yes.
fake people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I assume it's based on some particular folks.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to tell us about that?
They know who they are.
I love how this takes, passive aggressive to like a whole new level. I'm going to sing a song about
I mean,
you.
why not? Because here's the thing. They know who they are and they can hear about it. And now you're telling everybody.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And you can dance to it. So
Right.
winning.
Now we're telling you. Till tomorrow, Detroit's moving.
Keep up.
Fake, 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 fake. You a fake one messing with the real one. You a fake one messing with the real one. You a fake one messing with the real one. You a fake one messing with the real one.
Smile on my face, behind my back talking sideways. Yeah, I heard what you said, but it don't matter anyways. That's a whole lot of hate. That's a whole bunch of shade. Fake, 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 fake. I gotta give it up to you. You were smooth, acting cool. Big smiles for miles. Thought we could chop it up, you were cool as what? But you were just a snitch. Trying to act rich, fake what you fell in. You were running right here like yeah. You were running right here like yeah. But come on, go get you. One time for the folks in the back. I ain't gotta sweat you. Sit back and relax. Smile on my face, behind my back talking sideways. Yeah, I heard what you said, but it don't matter anyways. That's a whole lot of hate. That's a whole bunch of shade. Fake, 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 fake. I thought you was a real one, but you were made of plastic. Grocery bags, round of applause. You must be good at acting. Take off your mask, please. Don't you lie to me, baby, baby. Stay down for my day ones. Only messing with the real ones. But come on, go get you. One time for the thoughts in the bag. I ain't gotta sweat you. Sit back and relax. Smile on my face, behind my back talking sideways. Yeah, I heard what you said, but it don't matter anyways. That's a whole lot of hate. That's a whole bunch of shade. Fake, 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 fake.
You a fake one messing with the real one. You a fake messing with the real one. You a fake one messing with the real one. You a fake messing with the real one.
Fake, 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 don't you lie to me. Fake, 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 don't you lie to me. Fake, 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 fake. Fake, 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 fake.
The Debrief.
Your guide to Detroit's arts and entertainment scene.